One thing people always ask me all of the time about my NLP coaching. When people ring up, there's one question that I hear time and time again. The thing that people always want to know is, if I book in and come for some one-to-one coaching with you, what is a session like? What's it like? What's it going to entail? I've got no idea what to expect. Can you give me an idea what to expect if I come for some one-to-one coaching with you? Now, in one sense, this is a really, really simple and easy question to answer, because I'm very, very down to earth in the way that I work. I'm a big fan of simplifying things. And so when people come to work with me, what they experience is I welcome them in, I offer them a cup of tea or coffee, I always have a cup of tea myself, and we sit down and we have a friendly chat. And I could give that as the full answer, but it almost wouldn't answer the question because it's a little bit too simple. So I'll go into a little bit more detail. In the course of that friendly chat, there are several things that I have to know, that I have to find out. I need you to tell me what's going on now that you're not happy with, that you're less than happy with. What is it that's going on now that you'd like to change? And I need you to tell me what kind of an outcome you'd like instead. So that's 2 points. That's where you are now that you're not happy with, and it's where you want to be. And in between that, there's a gap. And the basis of the session is going to be to bridge that gap so that I can help you to be sure and confident in yourself that you know what you need to do to get from here to here. And we'll resolve any obstacles or barriers to that progress, and we'll do it through the medium of conversation. I'll ask you to tell me lots and lots of information. I want to know all aspects of what's going on now, and I want to know all aspects of what you want instead, your desired outcome. And once we've got clear on those 2 things, we'll look in detail into what you need to do to get there, what is easy, what you can do, what's stopping you, what's getting in your way, what you could do to change that. And in the course of all of this conversation, I'll ask you lots and lots of questions. Now, some of those questions will be easy to answer. Some of those questions you'll already have asked yourself and you'll have come up with very good answers to. But some of those questions you'll struggle to answer. And that's the questions that will help you to breach the boundaries of your thinking. So when somebody's stuck with a problem, what they've got stuck within their mind is they've got stuck within certain boundaries of the way that they think about and feel about that problem. And for me, change work happens by, first of all, inviting my client to the edge of that boundary so they can have a look over and contemplate crossing the boundary, and then inviting them over the boundary to actually take a step over and to go into new territory. And that's what my questions are designed to do. So when I can ask the questions that the person's never been asked before, when I start hearing, oh, that's a really hard question for me to answer because I've never thought about this before, I've never been asked that, I've never asked myself that question before, now I know I'm on the right track. And this is what I think of as the gold dust of change work. Those questions that take somebody beyond the usual boundaries of their thinking, beyond the boundaries that have held the problem in place, and that invite them to take a step out into new territory. So those questions, when I've asked enough of them, when we've found every gap in these stepping stones that will take the person from where they are to where they want to be, and we've addressed every gap in those stepping stones, then we have enough information for the person to bring new resources. We've created a journey that is doable because we've got the stepping stones in place. That's when I know that my client is ready to go out in the world and do something different because they've changed the way they think about the problem and they've changed the way that they feel about the problem. And that will give them the confidence to go and do something different, to go and do something new, to go into new territory in their behaviour. So for me, that's the essence of change work. I think of it as a journey across a swamp or across a fast-moving stream. And the client's at one side and they want to be at the other side. The other side is their desired destination. And they need to get there by putting enough stepping stones in place that they can safely negotiate the steam or the swamp. And that's what my questions are designed to do. So people are often keen to know, will there be any of these NLP techniques involved in the session? Well, the session, the conversation, the questions that I ask will be jam-packed full of approaches and understanding from NLP. But we probably won't do any formal techniques, and that's because we simply won't need to. We might do, I don't rule it out, we could do NLP techniques, but most of the time, that journey can be successfully made by asking the right questions. And NLP techniques are devised to take people on that journey of change across the boundaries of their thinking. And when you understand that process inside out, you can achieve the same thing by asking questions. That's what I learned through learning NLP techniques. I learned to understand the process of change, and now that I know it thoroughly, I don't always need the technique.